All right, we were just updating exactly where the heaviest of the rainfall is associated with Arthur, and kind of one of the craziest tropical graphics you've ever seen here, with the center of the storm around the almost Houston area, Galveston Bay. But we're not worrying about that. All of the heavy rainfall is well removed and just off the Louisiana coastline. We've already started to see the scattered showers spreading further over the region, which has been a little bit more isolated during the day today. Some heavy downpours over Donaldsonville, river parishes, down the bayou. They'll be moving toward the metro area here shortly. Some scattered rain on the north shore. But that main little complex of storms, that's what moves in later on tonight. Probably before midnight, we're getting in on some of the heaviest rainfall, and that continues through the early morning hours. As we head later into the morning, about 5, 6 a.m., so before daylight, we start to see a lot of the rain wrap up on the south shore, but still ongoing north of the lake. And this is why, and this has been fairly consistent, models calling for most of our rainfall accumulation totals to be north of the lake. Now, there may be a little bit of a region here that we follow from the Atchafalaya Basin up to parts of the North Shore of 3 to 6 plus inches of rainfall, 2 to 4 plus on the North Shore, and I'm thinking maybe about an inch of rain in the metro area. And that has been fairly consistent with model to model run. Now, some pockets of heavier rain still very likely. And even with that lower end, while we've seen the numbers come down for even both sides of the lake, but even lower still for the metro area, metro, North Shore, basically all of southeast Louisiana through the night tonight and going into early tomorrow morning are under that level 3 out of 4 for flooding rain. Now, that does see some relief as we head throughout the day Thursday, and even more so Friday. So by Thursday, we start to see a lot of those tropical rains start wrapping up, but the ground will be saturated. The other concern is going to be those rivers. Now, on the North Shore, we've been showing you footage from Folsom on the Tchefuncte, already overflowing their banks, expected to get up to 21.9 feet. So significant, major flood category, and most of our observed locations are expected to, or forecasted to get to either moderate or major flooding through tomorrow. And again, some of these don't even consider what rain totals that we actually get from this storm going into tomorrow. So I still think our greatest impact will be the flooding, flash flooding, as well as North Shore and Mississippi River floods. Again, the rain arrives later on tonight and will be with us into tomorrow. Secondary will be the increasing winds and only minor issues for storm surge at about 1 to 3 feet. And this is only for areas that are outside of the hurricane risk reduction system. What has been really interesting, and something we'll have to watch through the overnight, is just how much of a player this dry air is, because this is what is keeping Texas dry and keeps kind of eroding a lot of that moisture. So hopefully it is a trend which continues into the overnight, and we do see kind of a reduction in some of those rainfall totals that we actually see. Again, all the totals that we've been showing you are only model guidance. What actually happens tomorrow is still yet to be seen. And what I'm hopeful is that the dry air becomes a little bit more entrained within all of this moisture and does help to reduce the amount of moisture available in the atmosphere to prevent those huge totals that we could have seen. Again, where the numbers had been just a day or so ago, have significantly come down. And I think it's because this dry air around the center of the storm is becoming far more of a player with regard to the rainfall totals that we will see. Again, this is not the time to breathe that sigh of relief. Certainly positive news with regard to the totals, but not breathing that sigh of relief yet. As the ground is so saturated, any additional heavy rain could quickly see some flash flooding, and the rivers on the North Shore are already overflowing their banks.